Good morning guys, and welcome to another Friends Choose My T.B.R. weekend reading vlog. So today I'm reading Izzy's books. Izzy is from Happy for Now and she very kindly picked 4 books for me to read. I have technically already started the first book because this morning I went and I got my second jab, so I am now fully vaccinated, you know, and you've got to wait the 2 weeks for it to all work, but I'm there and it's taken this long, so I'm happy. Anyway, Izzy picked 4 books for me to read. I'm really excited to get to all of them. Some of them I have heard her talk about, others I think I may have missed her talking about, but that's okay because we're going to read them and we're going to find out what they're about. So the one that I've started is A Flick Between Friends by Shay Sanders, which I'm really enjoying so far, but I've only read maybe the first couple of chapters, but it's a novella, so I'm going to hopefully knock that out today along with one of the other books. She also recommended Dark Mafia Prince by Annika Martin, so I'm going to assume that this is a dark romance based on the title alone. If She Says Yes by Tasha Harrison, which is an age gap romance with an older woman, and I know she's talked about this one a lot and I'm really excited to get to it. And the last one is a Dowry of Blood, which is sort of a horror book, which is perfect for October. So I am looking forward to getting to all of these, but today I need to do a bit of tidying, a little bit of work. I've got some art PD that I want to try and get to as well. A couple of live shows I want to just tune into. That's where we are. I did buy myself some celebratory second jab donuts. Probably didn't need 6 of them, but I bought 6 anyway.
Sometimes I'm just say they, like, if I'm not sure, I just say they.
So in other exciting news, my Cricut Explore Air 2 arrived and I kind of want to open it and play with it today, except I know that I want to get my PD done. I've got to edit a video and I've got to do some reading for this vlog. We'll just see how I'm feeling. I also just finished filming my books beside my bed video for the week, which is why I've now got makeup on and earrings, which I'm about to take off, but these are my little book stack earrings. Anyway, I need to do some grocery shopping and I want to do that in the next hour because my arm is starting to feel sore after the injection this morning. So we're going to do that first and hopefully get some reading in as well. So I feel like I should probably explain what I've been doing. So I'm doing a school art PD that I purchased for myself because I'd like a bit of art therapy. And the company that runs it is a company here called Zard Art, who do school art supplies. And this is their Jenny Key inspired workshop. So Jenny Key is an Australian artist who does a lot of really brightly coloured artwork. So this was the first piece that I did, which I really liked the way that this turned out. I did kind of like it with the black background, but the white over the black is starting to grow on me. And the second piece is this one, which is actually on acetate. Hang on, let's see if I can lift it up. So you can see through it. And you do a drawing, you paint on the acetate, and then you use a permanent marker to colour in the negative space, and then we use Poscas to do the highlights. Now, I am not one for, you know, painting, because basically I always stuff something up, like forgetting that I needed to do the base of this flower, so it's kind of just like a bit of jelly floating in space. But you know what, we're just going to go with it. It was a bit of fun. This is my art therapy for the afternoon. But for now, I think I'm going to put away the craft stuff. I'm going to go for a walk and then finish reading A Flick Between Friends. All right, so I just finished A Flick with Friends by Shay Sanders, and it was a very cute novella. So this one is about Star and Lennox, who are best friends and they work together, and then they are fired. I think they use the word furlough, which is not something that I have come across here. I'm assuming it's the equivalent of being made redundant. Anyway, they lose their jobs and Star needs to find a way to make some money quickly because she needs to take on the payments for her grandmother, who is in a retirement center. And she decides that she wants to create a porn film for Black women based around the ideals that she has and that she has, you know, researched and heard other women wanting. And so she asks Lennox to join her. So she is the outgoing personality. He is very chilled out and laid back and always seems to get caught up in her schemes. And he kind of reluctantly agrees to this. And the one thing that he's concerned about is that one of them or both of them will catch feelings. And of course they do. And it was just delightful and steamy and just gorgeous. I think I forgot to say at the start, it is a Black love book and it was just gorgeous. Okay, so my next book is going to be If She Says Yes by Tasha Harrison. I'm interested to see where I fall on this one. Okay, we're gonna see how long I can hold this camera up, because normally I'd hold it with my left hand, but that's the hand that I had the jab in today. It's really sore. I am at about this high for how far I can move my arm before it really hurts. Anyway, I just finished If She Says Yes by Tasha L. Harrison, and I really liked it. It was a great book. So this is an older woman age gap romance between Darcy and her son's best friend Tomas. The twist on this one is that she did know him when he first started college, but by the time this book starts, he is 32 and she is 55, so they're both well and truly adults. And Darcy's son is getting married and Tomas is the best man and is organising all of the events, and the wedding is at Darcy's house. And so it's 3 days out. He arrives and he's staying in the family home, and it's rekindling all of these feelings that he has for her. And he makes it very clear early on that he's attracted to her. And obviously things progress quite quickly. It takes place over 3 days, and then sort of the culmination of the story happens after that. So it is super steamy. I loved it. I love the dynamic between Darcy and Tomas, and he's absolutely devoted to her. He's also submissive in the bedroom, and they have a really great conversation around that. And normally you would think, oh, this is going to have they're going to get caught and it's going to be messy and stressful and all of that stuff, but it doesn't happen in this book, which I really appreciated. So loved it. Really, really loved it. Hi friends. So it is Sunday and a bit of an update. I'm not feeling the greatest today after the jab yesterday. My arm is still really sore and I did not get up to do any of my exercise classes this morning, which is a shame because Sundays are usually my day to actually do them because I really look forward to both of them. But I messaged one of my instructors this morning and just said I'm not going to be there online because I just don't know how I feel. I'm slightly nauseous, like I don't have a fever or anything, so I'm kind of glad about that. And I'm taking either Advil or Nurofen sort of every 5 or 6 hours at the moment, and I had a really terrible night's sleep just because of my arm. And it sort of fed into my back and my neck. So yeah, we're just gonna see how I go. We're supposed to have the Love in the Night live show this afternoon as well. I'm just waiting to get details on that. So I just thought for 15 minutes I'm going to pick up the next book for this vlog, which is A Dowry of Blood, which is a horror book, Brides of Dracula retelling, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna just read for a little while. Okay, so this is a really terrible angle, but I don't want to sit up at the moment because I'm really tired. But I did just finish the book A Dowry of Blood and I really enjoyed it. So it is a horror story. It is told in first person from the perspective of Constanta, who is one of the brides of Dracula. And he's never named in the book, but it is alluded to that that is who he is. And she's telling the story of the rise and fall of their relationship and the relationship he has with his other brides. And it was really fascinating, really, really fascinating. So he turned her when she was close to death after a battle in her home village. And for a while, she is his only wife. And eventually he brings in Magdalena and then Alexei, and everything is very complicated and we don't get anyone else's perspective, but that's what makes it so fascinating. So I really, really enjoyed it. It is bloody and gory because they are all vampires, but it is so self-contained. So it was a really, really interesting read. So now I think I'm going to read Dark Mafia Prince by Annika Martin and see what I think of that one. So I am making chicken noodle soup. My mum sent my dad over with a care package of food, including noodles and chicken stock and things like that. So that will make me feel better. And I'm also going to make a tropical turmeric smoothie with almond milk. I probably should make one of my green smoothies, but I just feel like something fruity. Tonight was supposed to be my cheat night where I could get takeaway, and I suppose I could still Uber Eats or something like that, except that would require leaving my apartment to go downstairs to pick it up. So that's not happening. So chicken noodle soup and smoothie it is. Plus mum sent over a homemade apple pie, so I'll put that in the oven later if I'm feeling up to it. I just finished Dark Mafia Prince. Oh my gosh, words. So I did finish it even though I'm still feeling a little bit like rubbish, but it's done. I have finished. So it is, as the title would suggest, a dark mafia romance. It is a captive situation, and it is about Alexei, who watched his parents be murdered by one of their best friends, who then took over their mafia empire. And he and his two brothers were separated, and they were children, and they witnessed this, and now he's trying to get them all back together. He's found Victor, and they are trying to track down their youngest brother, who was only a baby at the time, Kiro. In order to take revenge on the man who killed his parents, he decides to go after the guy's daughter. And Myra, not entirely sure which one it is, we'll go with Myra. Myra is the only daughter of this man, and they believe that taking her and threatening her life will get them the answers that they want, which is the location of the younger brother. Alexei and Myra knew each other as kids, and she is having a really hard time reconciling the fact that he's willing to do all of these horrible things compared to the boy that she once knew. And of course her entire world gets turned upside down, and she begins to find out some truths about her father, even though she was not unaware of what he was doing. There are things that she finds out that she had no idea about. There are some super intense scenes in here. There is a scene which would probably be dubious consent at best, considering that, you know, her option is either sex or losing a finger. And this was a much darker mafia romance than what I previously read, so that was an interesting experience. And where it does leave off, there is a conclusion to sort of some of the arc, but it's definitely a book that you would continue on with the sequel. So this one will have plenty of trigger warnings for people. There's a lot of violence, threats, death, you name it, it's all in here. Those are the books. I'm going to do all my stats and then come back and wrap this vlog up. Let's wrap up this vlog. Izzy gave me 4 book recommendations. With those 4 books, I read 925 pages. I read 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. If we're ranking them from least favorite to most favorite, and I do want to preface this in every vlog, I actually really enjoyed all of these books, so this is literally just ranking in preference of which ones on this particular weekend grabbed my attention more. So working from bottom to top, I would have put Dark Mafia Prince by Annika Martin, mostly because I don't read that many actual mafia stories, so I'm still getting used to that subgenre, but very fascinated by some of the characters and kind of intrigued to continue the series. Next would be A Flick Between Friends by Shay Sanders, which was the Black Love novella that features 2 friends who create a sex tape in order to raise money for the heroine's grandmother's retirement fund, because they've both just been let go from their work. Then I would say If She Says Yes by Tasha L. Harrison, which was just a really super fun older woman age gap romance that had very, very low angst and was just super hot and steamy. I think my favorite from this weekend was A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson or St. Gibson. This one just took me by surprise just because of the way that it was written. It's very much Constanta telling the story of her life and her relationship with Dracula and the other brides from the end of their story, and it was just really fascinating the way that it was told and very, very compelling. So I do want to say a big thank you to Izzy for picking these books for me, because she picked some really different things, which was really fun to sort of sink into and try out this weekend. So I very much appreciate it. I'll leave her channel linked down below so that you can check her out if you haven't already. In the comments, I would love to know if you have read any of these books, or if you have recommendations for things that are similar to them. If you want to let me know that you're here but you don't want to leave a comment, feel free to leave a vampire emoji. Otherwise, I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.